He left some balls up in the zone. You look at the ball that Milky hit, it was up. It was a fastball that was up out over the plate. You look at the ball that Batista hit, it's a high slider. Curveball, he didn't get down to Rasmus where he wanted to. The inning before, he was really sharp, and that inning, he just left the ball up.
He's given up 3 home runs so far. Such a small sample size to start the season. But is there any question if he's having maybe a little trouble transitioning back to the bullpen, or is that not even something?
That's not something that I would really think of. I mean, he's done it before, and he knows how to do it. So right now, he's just not throwing the ball the way he's capable, but he will.
You look at that play at the plate with Cervelli. What was the explanation that Dana DeMuth gave you?
Well, the only explanation you get from New York is that they're safe or out. But my question is, he was blocking home plate before he had the ball, so our runner is supposed to be declared safe, in my opinion. He was blocking home plate, the way it was explained to us. And number 2, we believe that we have footage he was safe anyway. So, this is going to be the toughest replay of all of them because it's such a judgment. But the way it was explained to us, if the catcher is in front of home plate towards third base, straddling the base, that is considered blocking the plate if you don't have the ball. And I believe that's how he was.
Did you challenge the out call?
They're supposed to look at everything. When that play is challenged, they look at not only is he blocking home plate or is he safe or out.
They said you did not challenge it. They did it on their own.
Yes, they do it on their own. That's automatic. They do it on their own.
So if you're saying that you're saying it was an interpretation thing with the blocking?
I don't know. The way it was explained to us, if this is home plate and that is third base, you cannot be like this until you have the ball. Now, you can be back here, but you can't be like this. And clearly that's the way he was to me. They talk about if a throw takes you into the line, that's one thing, but I don't think that's one that took him into the line. I think that's what catchers are taught to do. That's what we've been taught to do for years, but I think that's what they're trying to get away from.
Joe, what did Dana tell you
he
saw in terms of the blocking the play?
Well, he said he thought it was okay, but I don't know how you can expect an umpire to watch blocking the plate and safe or out.
Well, now, are you allowed to challenge the safe or out call?
No, they're supposed to check. They're supposed to check everything. They're supposed to check everything.
If you had not gone out to dispute the call, would they have reviewed the call?
I doubt it.
Do they tell you that they checked everything, or they're just supposed to? Right.
Yeah, and I don't know.
Joe, you don't sound that. I mean, we've seen you angry at the umpires before. You don't sound that angry.
Well, as I said, I believe this is going to be the toughest overall for them to get right all the time. To me, it's a vague interpretation of what blocking home plate is, and I think it needs to be in writing. And the way it was explained to us, if you're straddling the base in front, towards the third base, that is considered blocking home plate. Because we said, well, if that's not, and they say you can slide between his legs, well, how far do you have to be out? A foot? 6 inches? So they said anything that where he's straddling, that's considered blocking home plate. And to me, it's clear that he's doing that.
Did he say that when you went out that he had room to get his foot in there?
No, he thought that I don't think he thought he was blocking the plate. I wanted to know if I could protest the game because of the rule. Maybe it's a misinterpretation of the rule. I don't know. But no, I'm not allowed to protest.
As a former catcher, how practical is it to expect guys who've been trained to play a certain way to now do something else in the heat of the game?
I think it's going to be extremely difficult, Wally. I think it's going to take time to be able to do it. It's instincts, and you're asking guys to change their instincts and what is normal for us, and that's why I think it's going to be really difficult. And that's why I think this play, of all the replays, this play is you're going to have more controversy than any of them.
So just to clarify, when they checked in New York, they could have overturned it based on the
either one,
home plate collision rule,
or safer out.
Okay, so
yeah,
they could have changed it.
Sure.
Okay.
And Joe, you believe that he did block the plate and that Cervi was safe anyway?
Yes.
What did you think of Pineda?
He was great. It was really good. His fastball was excellent. His slider was really good. His changeup, he threw a few of them, mixed them in. Kept himself under control, kept his emotions under wrap. He was really good.
Joe, are you able to separate the emotions from the result of this game and the emotions of what this means for him, given what he's been through the last 2 years, and what this could
Well,
mean
I'm
for you
sure,
as a team?
I think it could mean a lot to our team, and I'm sure it means a lot to him to be able to go out and do what he loves and compete at the highest level. I'm sure it means a lot because he's put a lot of work in over the last 2 years. I mean, he's spent entirely too much time in that Florida sunshine, and I'm sure he's really pleased with where he's at.
You know, his fastball was clocked at 94, 95.
Yeah.
Does that surprise you at all coming back from that surgery?
Well, he's worked really hard. I mean, yeah, I'm sure, you know, we weren't sure where it was going to be. I can't tell you I believed it was going to be 95. I didn't know where he would be when we got him this spring. And, you know, I said since day one I thought the ball was coming out pretty good. Now, we don't have guns on him when they throw bullpens, but it just looked different.
Joe, what do you see with the offense?
We're struggling a little bit. You know, we had some opportunities today, and maybe the game's a little bit different if we cash in, but that's just part of the game. Get some guys going, and we'll start scoring we'll put up some crooked numbers.